We all have different hobbies and passions. For some, that passion is collecting. If a collector is interested in an item, they will try to locate it, and once they have, they will organize it, store it, display it, and maintain it. Some of the more common things that people collect are coins, stamps, action figures, or baseball cards. However, other collectors have more unconventional interests, and they collect items that you'd never expect. These are the most bizarre items people have collected. On a hot day, some of us like to crack open an ice-cold, fizzy bottle of Coca-Cola. Well, not this guy. He just likes to collect them. John Burley has had a fascination with the Coca-Cola brand since he was a teenager and has been collecting unopened Coke bottles ever since. He now has over 600 bottles and even had to build a shed to put them all in. Here's an interesting fact. Even though John has a huge collection of Coca-Cola bottles, he doesn't actually drink the beverage itself. If you're writing something down and you make a mistake, don't even think of asking Petra Engels for an eraser. She might even smack your hand away if you try to touch one of her erasers, and I wouldn't blame her. Petra has a hobby of collecting erasers, and she now has 19,571 to be exact. And it's not just erasers that people are fascinated with. There's the woman from Germany who owns 285,150 ballpoint pens, and the man from India who has a collection of 19,824 pencils, or even the man from Ohio who has collected 3,373 pencil sharpeners over the past 2 decades. He has the second largest collection next to a man from Greece who owns 8,514 pencil sharpeners. Just think about it. If they all came together, they could start their own stationery or office supply store if they wanted to. If you've ever taken one of those sugar packets from a restaurant and stuffed it into your pocket or your purse, you're not alone. Christine Onro loves to collect sugar sachets, and she has so many that she has to keep them in a sugar cellar. And in case you're wondering how many sugar packets you have to collect to need a whole sugar cellar, the answer is more than 50,000. And Christine wants to make sure her sugar has the longest shelf life possible, so she put a humidifier inside her sugar cellar. Here's another fun fact. There's actually a name for this type of collecting: sucrology. That's right. Sucrology is defined as the hobby of collecting sugar packets, including wrappers, sachets, tubes, sticks, packs, bags, and squares. And although it may seem a little odd, it's actually quite popular. In fact, someone you know and love might even be a sucrologist. In 1962, well-known pop artist Andy Warhol gave the world one of his most famous pieces of art titled Campbell's Soup Cans. And if you've never seen it before, it's exactly what you think it is: images of Campbell's soup cans printed on a canvas. In recent years, several collectors have done something similar, but with a different popular food item: Pringles. These collectors aren't that interested in what's inside the can, but what's on the outside. When the cans are placed alongside one another, The various colors and package sizes create something that resembles a work of art. How cool! This next collector has quite the fascination with traffic cones. Yes, those bright, orange, cone-shaped markers that are used to redirect traffic. Here's the story. David Morgan owned a company that designed traffic cones, but one of his competitors sued his company over one of his designs. He searched high and low for cones to prove that his design already existed, and he ended up winning the lawsuit. But even after the case was closed, he just couldn't bring himself to stop collecting those beautiful orange cones. By this time, he became so intrigued by the various designs, shapes, sizes, and colors from all over the world. Although he has nearly 500 cones, he is still on the hunt for a rare 5-sided cone. Who knew there were so many types of traffic cones? You know those little produce stickers on the fruits in the grocery store? Yeah, these. You may peel them off and throw them in the trash, but this next guy collects them. Christopher Crocour has managed to accumulate 30,000 fruit stickers. And believe it or not, this is the second largest fruit sticker collection in the world, next to the one owned by French collector Antoine Seco. Christopher keeps all his stickers in a large folder, where he organizes them and looks through them on a regular basis. And we can't forget Becky Martz, who is right behind Christopher with more than 21,000 stickers under her belt. However, Becky only focuses on banana stickers and has even traveled to different countries just to find new and unique banana labels. The company Chiquita claims they were the first to label bananas with stickers in the 1960s, so these stickers are the oldest and hardest to find. So, if you happen to see a vintage Chiquita sticker lying around on a banana somewhere, you might want to save it. It is quite rare and valuable after all. Some of us may have a rubber duck or two in our bathtub, because let's face it, bath time is just more fun with a rubber duck. And if you don't want to take my word for it, just ask Ernie from Sesame Street. Or you could ask Charlotte Lee, who has a collection of over 9,000 rubber ducks. She gets them as gifts from her friends, or picks them up as souvenirs when she travels, or she sources them from unique websites like Ducks in the Window. With so many varieties of rubber ducks, I'm gonna take a guess and say that bath time is her favorite time of the day. Okay, close your eyes and picture your favorite celebrity. How much do you love them? Would you buy one of their used tissues or cut a lock of their hair and save it in a container? Well, that's what this next guy did. John Resnikoff is the Guinness World Record holder for the largest and most valuable celebrity hair collection. He has hair from some legendary figures throughout history, like Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, Beethoven, George Washington, John F. Kennedy, Napoleon, and so many others. He also has a strand of Abraham Lincoln's hair, which was taken from the president on his deathbed. According to John, the little bits at the end of the hair that look like pieces of an egg are actually President Lincoln's dried up brain matter. Although celebrity hair collection might seem like something a stalker would be into, Resnikoff actually gets his hair from auctions, and says he does not buy hair clippings from living people. If you're ever in need of a condom, just call this guy. Italian collector Amatore Bolsoni has been collecting condoms for almost 4 decades and has garnered 2,077 different condoms. He has condoms from all over the world, and the oldest one in his collection is made from sheep intestine. He even has some pretty cool ones, like condoms given to soldiers during World War II, US Army condoms, and even musical condoms. Yes, musical condoms are a real thing, and they are exactly what you think. They have a motion sensor and a small speaker that plays music depending on the position you're in. When you think of a guy collecting bras, you immediately think of him as a creep or someone with a weird fetish. But before you go labeling this next guy, listen to his reasons for collecting them. He does it to raise awareness about breast cancer and encourage regular health checkups. As a health worker, Chen Qingzhu believes it is his responsibility to educate women about their breast health. According to Chen, many women wear tight or smaller size bras to accentuate their boobs, but these can actually harm their breasts. He regularly visits college campuses to talk to girls about the importance of wearing the correct size bra. During these health seminars, he asks the girls to give him their bras that don't fit properly. And that's actually where most of his bras come from. So, even though his hobby might sound a bit odd, it's for a good cause. This next guy collects gum. Sounds pretty normal, right? Well, think again. Barry Chappell collects ABC gum, and if you're not familiar with gum lingo, this stands for already been chewed. It all started 6 years ago, when he was on an international flight and had the urge to smoke but wasn't allowed to. He decided to chew nicotine gums to help with his smoking habit. Since then, he has chewed 95,200 pieces of gum and has used them all to build this gigantic 175-pound gumball. Although this is kinda gross, the gum actually helped him quit smoking. So there's that. Just when you think you've seen everything, you find out there's a phallus museum in Iceland. This museum was founded by Sigurdur Jartarsson, who actually started collecting animal penises as a private hobby before he turned it into a museum in 1997. In 2016, the museum had 282 phallus specimens from 93 different species of mammals and 350 artistic objects that are somehow phallic in nature. It is also believed that the museum recently wanted to obtain a human phallus, and some guy promised to offer his after his death. We're not sure if the museum has already received this generous donation or not, but honestly, we'd rather not find out. You know those balls of fabric that get stuck in your belly button when clothes rub against your skin? Well, this guy collects them. Yes, librarian Graham Barker has been collecting belly button lint for the past 30 years and storing them in jars. He is said to have 22 grams of this stuff, and is the Guinness World Record holder for largest collection of belly button fluff. According to Graham, if you want to produce the most beautiful pieces of belly button fluff, wear thermal underwear. And before you start saying how gross this is, all the pieces of lint in the jars came from his own belly button and no one else's. That makes it less weird, right? This next collector has a passion for something you'd never expect: poop. But before you start freaking out, it's poop that has been ossified. And that's just a fancy way of saying it's a poop fossil. The proper term is actually a coprolite, and George Franson knows all about them. He became fascinated with these unusual fossils when he was taking paleontology classes at the age of 18. Since then, he has collected 1,277 coprolites and is very proud of his collection. Although this may sound strange or disgusting to some people, these fossilized feces are actually quite useful to paleontologists. They can help scientists find out which plants have disappeared, or which animals these feces might have belonged to, and what their diet was like. It's poop with a purpose. We love it. Most women would be uncomfortable with the idea of sharing their husband with another woman. Well, that's not the case for Lizzie Gibbons, who lives with her husband and 240 other women. Don't worry, they're not real women. They're inflatable love dolls. These kinds of dolls are normally used for a specific purpose, but that's not what Bob and Lizzie use them for. Their hobby involves naming and dressing the dolls together, doing photo shoots with them, and taking them on shopping trips. Lizzie even said that they have probably spent more time together since her husband started collecting these dolls than they did before. After all, you know what they say: the couple who collects together stays together. They say that, right? Do you have any unusual hobbies or collections? Let us know in the comments below. If you made it to the end of this video, that can only mean one thing: you are seriously into some weird-ish. So go ahead and press that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more weird content just like this.